First Lieutenant here, TAC Officer for India Flight.
Awesome. Becky, I didn't have to ask you to do that part. Awesome. So what has your experience been during this encampment so far?
Yeah, so I come from recently a new senior member. I have not been one for very long, at least in terms of wing events. And so I was a TAC officer for this week. It has been a massive learning experience for both myself and the cadets that I've been watching. Learning to manage my job as a TAC officer, and also observing these cadets as they go along. But yeah, so TAC officer for this week for India Flight. We had some troubles early on in the week, like most flights normally do, in the first couple of days. But as these cadets have grown together and worked together throughout all the team leadership problems and through the classes and questions and things like that, they are a fantastic team now, and they have grown significantly, and all of them have excelled so far this week. It's been incredibly rewarding to see as their TAC officer as well.
Awesome. What would you say your experience has been? You said you're a new senior member. What would you say what your experience has been, that transition from cadet to senior?
Yeah, so it's definitely a difficult transition. Having been, I exited the cadet program as a second level cadet major. And so I had been through every single staff position, online staff, that some of these staff members are going through right now. And so I will say it has given me a much better opportunity to give feedback and advice to our flight staff. Because I've done their jobs before, and the things that worked for me and worked for my flights back in the day. But coming in as a fairly new senior member and working as a TAC officer, really learning what it means to, as TAC stands for, train, advise, and counsel, what it really means to give feedback and help out cadets when they need help, when they need suggestions and corrections and advice, things like that. So it's been a lot of that this week, truthfully. Learning how to do that more in a kind of behind the scenes, behind the flight sense, rather than being out front like the flight staff does.
Gotcha. I had the question. It was relative to myself. Come on. Got it back. Okay. So it's been a pretty rough week for a lot of people. I understand that. We're at a new location this year.
For sure.
What has been your motivation to keep going throughout this week so far?
So it's the exact same motivation I had, going through all the ranks as a cadet, getting to see the people that I've trained, or the people who I trained that they trained, getting to see that progression of knowledge and leadership ability being passed down. That's one of the most rewarding things about Civil Air Patrol, in my opinion. Beyond the aerospace education that I joined for, beyond emergency services and the cadet program itself, it's the fact that we get to pass on, a portion of our leadership ability to a new generation of cadets and staff members, and seeing how they act and react to problems. It has been incredibly encouraging to see, we're still coming out of COVID, truthfully, and still having to deal with the repercussions of not having a wing event like this over the past, 2 years? 2020 and 2021. And so the fact that we have such an exemplary cadet staff is evident that our squadrons are doing something right, but that the people who have trained them, who came before COVID hit, their training paid off as well. And it's being passed on to our basic cadets. And while, like you said, while it has been a rough week for some, because we are a brand new location, brand new a lot of things for the majority of us, being on a new base and new locations, this cadet staff has done a fantastic job with it, and they have set a fantastic example for our STF and future staff members that may be among the cadets who've been trained here this week.
Absolutely, and even me only being here for a day and a half now, it's been amazing what I've seen, a huge improvement over last year, and so we have, I guess, about a day left in total. For this event. What would you say you're looking forward to, and you think the basics, students are looking forward to? Yeah,
so they're obviously looking forward to our banquet. It is one of our big ticket items that everyone looks forward to, because it's the big celebration at the end of the training portion for encampment. And I know that it will be a fun event, as it always is. For me, truthfully, I'm looking forward to that graduation. Right now, our cadets are practicing for that graduation and the parade that they will be marching in to make that happen. Again, brand new location, so we're learning all of that brand new, but getting to see that parade is always a fantastic event because we can really see the difference of, day zero for them coming in the vans and getting through and processing and being freaked out by all the loud sounds and the higher intensity than they may have been expecting, to now they are flowing with it. They are working together as one solid unit of cadets. And that's the goal of encampment. And so that graduation is really what I'm looking forward to, because we'll get to see them as one unit working together. So
that's amazing. Thank you for your time.
yeah.